Shalom, and thank you for joining us at the Hidden Truth Weekly News Review, brought to you by Geely Inc. Here is where we unveil the truth. BRICS. Is this the new world financial system? Hello, I'm Kay Belly, your host, and thank you for joining me with Unveiling the Truth, the weekly news review. Today we're going to be discussing BRICS. It is the new world banking system comprised of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And what they've done is created a new world bank in competition with the Western world bankers. And this was they've been working on this for about a year now, and now it's finally in place. BRICS is in place, and these five countries have joined together because the dollar is so weak and it's no longer serving as the world reserve currency, and they are trying to make sure that they pull their money out of the dollar, which thereby will cause a collapse. Now, there are three ways that a collapse can happen with the currency, with the dollar value dropping. A collapse happens when the value of the dollar falls so fast, anyone holding the dollar, they panic and they sell them all out at any cost. So, in order for that to happen, there has to be three things to occur in order for our dollar to collapse. The first thing has to be, there has to be an underlying weakness of our dollar. And right now it's like at 54.7%. And it could be even less since the turn of the new year. Now, it's 54.7% in regards to the euro. Because you know the euro were having some a crisis last year. Now, from 2012 to 2002 to 2012, there has been a decrease in the dollar. So we already are at one respect to have a dollar collapse because the dollar has lost its value. Also, by the Feds always printing more money and not having anything backing that also devalues the dollar. And that's what's happening, especially when they do these bailouts and things like that. They devalue the dollar. And the second thing that has to occur in order for the dollar collapse is there has to be a viable currency alternative. So there has to be another form of currency available that would be in competition with the dollar. The euro was that said currency, however, because of the prior situation in like Greece and things like that, where the euro has dropped or devalued, it may not be a good contender. However, let me just finish this. The last triggering event, or the last event that has to take place in order for the dollar to collapse, is an event to trigger this, whether it be economic collapse, whether it be war, whether it be anything of that nature. So just know that the U.S. debt has tripled from $5.9 trillion to $15 trillion. So that's a lot. And in order for us to get out of that, there has to be a lot of changes, and it can't fall on the lower middle class people to pay that in taxes. Now, the world reserve currency was the dollar. It was changed when President Nixon dropped the gold standard. And from then on, the dollar has been backed by nothing. It's a fiat paper. It's made out of cotton, and it's worthless. It's worthless. Now, different foreign countries own over $5 trillion in our debt as of December 2011, and China owns 60% of the U.S. So what happens when we don't have the finances to pay our debt to China? That means they can come and collect what they own, and they own America, 60% of it. Now, China, they do own over $1 trillion of our U.S. treasuries, not of our debt, but foreign countries own $5 trillion of our U.S. debt. So anything that debt is in that they've purchased, they would own that because they're the recipients that are purchasing that and paying on it. Now, what you need to understand about BRICS, about Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa forming a new bank, what that means is they're contending with the Western world bankers, and they would have the ability to possibly bring up an alternative dollar. And if that happens, that would be crucial for us because we only work off of the dollar. Now, in Brazil, their dollar or their form of currency is called reais. And if you were to take $10 in Brazilian money, or I'm sorry, $10 in US dollars, and uh, try to get it transferred to Brazilian dollars, it would be the equivalent of 4.945%. So it would be $4.95 that you would get for your $10 of American dollars. However, if you take your American dollars and transfer it to, I'm sorry, if you have $10 and you want to transfer it to Brazilian dollars, you would get $20.22. So my advice, once I finish each one of these from Brazil to Russia to China to India to South Africa, once I tell you how you can cash in your money, change it, transfer it, you should definitely try to think about just doing $10 a week of this foreign money so that when the dollar does drop and all of the Indians do own a lot of the gas stations and all of the Chinese people own a lot of the other convenience stores and things like that, you would have cash to be able to contend because they won't be taking our dollar. So my suggestion to you is to try to start transferring your money out to other dollar, or I'm sorry, other currencies from other countries. Now, for Russia, their currency is called rubles, and if we had $10 in American cash, it would be considered 0.321 cents. So that's 32 cents. But if we transfer it to Russian dollars, we'll get $310.71. So I would take $10 and just get $310.70 from as a transfer, as a what is it called? Can't really think of the name right now. Either way, start to change your money out to these different countries' money because they own a bank and their money is backed. So India's finances or financial currency is called rupees, and it's equivalent. $10 is equivalent to $542.85 of rupees. But it's really 18 cents that you get from your $10. You'll get 18 cents from the Indian dollar. However, if you transfer it to Indian dollars, you'll get $542 for your $10 in American money. Okay? China, they have the yuan renminbi, and that's their currency. And the difference to us is from $10 you can get $1.60 of Chinese money. Or if you change it the other way, you'll get $62.15. And last but not least is South Africa, and that their currency is called the rand. And if you had $10 and you cashed it in for, it would be $1.08. However, the other way around, you would get $92.38 from that exchange. So go try to exchange some of your currency for some of these currencies that are involved with BRICS, the New World Banking System, comprised of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. This is important to know because our dollar could change. Well, it is changing each and every day. It's actually already collapsed. It's just taking a slower time for it to matriculate to us to realize that, hey, the dollar has dropped and money's not of any value. That's why we do try to push you all to get coins and to exchange your money out for different forms of money and from other countries that their currency is still viable. Um, I guess that's it. If there's anything else, I'll just come back on and start something later. This is K Bella. Be blessed in the Most High. Shalom.